Hey guys, more Roque White TV back here, and in today's car video, once more, welcome to another car video. The title of this video, as y'all can see, is what it's like to work for call centers. Now, if you guys have been following my old channel, my main gaming channel, y'all would know that I've worked for multiple call centers, and I thought I'd get on camera and just tell you guys what it's like to work for call centers. Because I thought it'd be a pretty interesting topic. I get maybe 10, 12 minutes into this. But let's just jump right in, shall we? So, before I forget, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, comment down below. The YouTube algorithm has changed. I'm sorry, I'm repeating that a lot now. They changed the YouTube algorithm, so it really does help if you guys leave a comment and a like and a share and you subscribe down. Let's try to get to 5 subscribers. Just 5. I think that'd be dope. What it's like to work for call centers. Well, I can definitely tell you, depends which call center you work in. It could either be the best thing in the world for you if you like talking to people and you're a social person like I am, or it could be the worst fucking thing for you. I have worked a total of 4 different call centers. My first call center was a English-speaking call center, working with regular phone things like T-Mobile plans and things like that. Now, once you get used to it, like the whole work thing and like the systems that they have, it does get easy. But every now and then, no matter where you go, what job you go to, there's always gonna be good clients and bad clients. Those people are fucking everywhere, bro. They're everywhere, man. Like, my first call center was a lot of theory. I think it was about 4 weeks of theory, and the next 2 weeks it was complete calls, right? And you do get to have fun while you're in training. And I will tell you, if you're not willing to learn a bunch of information, it is boring as shit. I'm explaining why it's boring when I talk about my favorite call center that I've worked in. But my first one was, I always told myself I would never work for a call center. And ever since I found the love of my life and I got married to the wonderful woman that I love, my gorgeous, beautiful wife, I decided I would try new things, right? And because of that, I ended up working at a call center. And I ended up giving it a shot and seeing, maybe I could do this. Maybe, it's always good to try new things and expand your horizons when it comes to the workforce. So, I started working for the first call center I worked in. And I was there for about maybe 2 months, around there. And in the end, I ended up leaving because the thing is, I'm Puerto Rican, I'm Latino. And even though Spanish is my first language, I am much more comfortable speaking English. I actually struggle when it comes to Spanish calls. I don't like Spanish calls because I feel like I cannot, for the life of me, take care of and do the job correctly if it's in Spanish. So it makes it really difficult for me to handle calls in Spanish when I prefer to speak English. At this first call center, I did have a couple of English calls which were really, really refreshing. It was actually really easy for me to handle the call because it's my preferred language and I'm more comfortable. I know what I'm doing. I can understand the system better because the whole system is in English, right? So I couldn't, stand the Spanish calls. And I think my whole time there, I think I took about maybe 700 calls, maybe. And one day, I couldn't take it anymore. I wasn't comfortable doing what I was doing. And I decided to leave, and then I went to go work for another thing. That was my first call center. My second call center, which was my favorite call center, which I will say the name proudly and happily, I worked for Conduit. For you guys who don't know what Conduit is a call center that deals with EBT food stamps, Direct Express, and there was some other thing that I don't remember, another card. But I was the happiest here. I met some awesome people that I'm still friends with to this day. Shout out Gabriel and Hector. And I loved this job. You're asking yourself, Chris, you sound so happy, so ecstatic, so excited to speak about this. Why are you no longer working with them? You sounded like you fit right in, like you really enjoyed yourself. Unfortunately, if you guys saw my We're Being Evicted video on my main channel, the video is now unlisted because I decided to unlist all of my RL videos on the gaming main channel, and I'm going to be doing RL videos on the second channel, which is this one. If you guys remember my We're Being Evicted video, which I'm pretty sure you guys did because there's over 70 plus views on that, they closed down the office and they decided to send everybody home, and that really, really sucked. And since I can't work from home because, as a lot of people know, I have a firm belief that your home is your castle. And your home is there for you to relax and to, forget about your day at work and just chillax and chill out. I didn't want to wake up already being at my job, and I have a dog, and the whole having a dog was going to be an issue because my dog, dogs, they bark. And considering that we handle sensitive information, I know it's going to be an issue with me because the people on the phone were going to get suspicious. And I didn't want to go through that hassle. So I had no other choice. I had to leave the call center, unfortunately. It was actually really emotional, my last day at Conduit, because I actually shed tears because I actually really enjoyed what I did, and I was sad to leave. I really was. I was the happiest there. Like, you can ask anybody. Like, my wife knows I was the happiest person there. I showed up to work wanting to be there. I felt loved. I felt wanted. I felt welcomed. And I felt like I was actually doing something, as like I was providing a service to the actual people, to the world. Like, I was doing something productive with my life. And I felt really good at this job. And unfortunately, it was really sad that I had to go and find another job. And they did tell me, they were like, hey, do you want us to call you in case we open up another office? And I told my boss, I was like, yes, please do that. Yes, I would love that. I would love to go back. The sad thing is, only one of my boys is still at that job, to my knowledge. My other friend is no longer working there, unfortunately. And Conduit to me was the best job I've ever had so far, because the people there made you feel okay. Like, it wasn't like the first call center I've been in where if you would ask for help, they would find it an issue. In Conduit, it wasn't like that. If you had any doubts, your trainer would come up to me like, hey, you want to talk about it? What's going on? What are you having an issue with? Like, what's the difficulty right now? And, you know, I told my trainer, I was like, hey, I'm having issues with this one, this, and this. And he honestly helped me. And it was so refreshing to have a supervisor that actually gives a shit and doesn't find it an issue when you're like, hey, can I have some help? Because in my first call center, whenever you would ask for help, the supervisors would look at you and be like, oh, here we go again. All right, what does he need help with this time? And I'm there like, dude, I just started this job. You can't expect me to know everything and how to solve every call when I haven't even been 6 months here. Like, you know, chill out. You know, you're getting paid more than us. Help us out. Like, you know, your job as our superior, as our supervisor, is to train and help out your employees. You know, your team. Conduit was nothing like that. Conduit was so lovely. Yes, in the beginning it was boring as fuck. And I would always try to mess with my coaches because I'm like, coach, send us home, please. Come on, bro. I want to go home, man. I'm bored as fuck. You know, this was during training in theory, right? Like the theory training where they give you a fuck ton of paragraphs and things you have to memorize. And oh, it made my brain hurt because it's a lot. I'm a sucker to learn. You know, I learn easy, which is really nice when it comes to working in a call center. But it was really different. Like, it was still boring. It was so fucking boring. And like I said, there was days where I would look at the clock and I'm like, dude, come on, please, coach. So we would clock out at 8, right? And I would always try to convince my coaches to let us leave early. And they're like, all right, guys. And sometimes they would. They're like, you know what? You're right. You guys can leave 40 minutes early. Fuck yes. Now, when you get to the floor, I would say when you go from being in the classroom to in the work office, it's a huge change. And it's nice to have your own cubicle. And it's really cool. And so what Hector and I did is we both were really close. Like, all my other coworkers, some of them left the job before we could even finish like that proper training. And Hector and I were like, fuck it. So Hector and I chose the seats right next to each other. And we're like, fuck it, we're staying together. So the way that my line went, it went my ex coworker, myself in the middle, and Hector on the right. And in front of me, to the next chair, like in front of me, right chair, was my boy Gabriel. And we made our friendship immediately. This dude was fucking funny as shit. He was super lovely. Like, he was super cool. And I was like, dude, this is my boy now. And we're still friends to this day. So, when I left Conduit, like I said, that I had to leave due to the situation of them sending us home. It was really, really sad. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna say this. As y'all know, I don't drink liquor anymore. I am completely sober. And when I was working in Conduit, this was last year, I had already started my quote-unquote journey into soberness. But only one of my coworkers, Hector, knew what was in my bag. So I decided not to take lunch that day because I just wasn't in the mood to eat. But inside my bag was beer. Non-alcoholic, but was beer, right? And it was so funny because I'm in the floor office with Hector. And I'm like, yo, Hector. He's like, what? And I was like, bro, I'm dying to leave, bro. He's like, why? And I was like, well, part of it's my last day. I'm dying to get to my bag in the cooler. He said, what is it? What's in there? And I was like, dude, I got some beer in my bag, bro. I'm gonna be fucking driving home, nice cold beer, bro. Just enjoying life. He's like, you're crazy, bro. So before I left, we're both on our way to the cars because we parked right next to each other. And I opened my bag and he's like, yo, you weren't fucking kidding. I was like, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. But that was my last day, and it was a very emotional roller coaster. Very, very sad day. My third call center that I will not name the call center because I'm afraid of legal action. This call center fucking sucked. Alright? This call center was ghetto as fuck. They didn't have a proper office. We got training by a dude who didn't take calls to start. We barely got paid. And I don't know if I should say this, but they would perform something I didn't really agree with. And yeah, I'm just not gonna say. For those of you who know which call center I'm talking about, my boys mostly do, and the people who probably know which one it is. This call center was ghetto as fuck. It was the worst call center I've ever worked in. The reason I quit this call center is because my car, my sweet Delilah, the car I'm currently in, Delilah broke down. So I couldn't get to work on time, right? And I tried to work with HR, and I told HR my situation. I was like, hey, I went up to HR. I'm like, hey, HR, I'm having a transportation issue right now. Is there any way I could maybe come in later? Not completely change my shift, but like, is there any way I could come in like at 9 or 10 instead of like, 7 to 8 in the morning? And they said, we'll get back to you. It took them 10 days to get back to me. And in those 10 days, nothing happened. They responded back basically saying, go fuck yourself. We're not changing your schedule. Even though we promised you guys in the beginning of training that we would work with you to, in case you can't come into work, we can work on a flexible schedule. So not only did they lie to me, right? These motherfuckers decided we're gonna keep you with your regular schedule. I said, so y'all not gonna work with me? And I tried to plead it. I'm like, hey, I'm not bullshitting about this. I don't have a car to get to work. And getting an Uber at the time I went in was a real pain in the ass. And I wasn't gonna pay fucking $15 just to get to work. It's not gonna happen. Y'all not gonna fucking reimburse me. So, as you can see, I'm getting really upset because I really fucking hated this job. Because the way they sold me this call center is it's the best thing. It's gonna be great. Everybody's lovely. Everybody cares. Those were all fucking lies. Oh, and let me mention this real quick. So, Conduit, to me, had the best system when it came to handling phone calls, right? Conduit was the best. Conduit had no issues with their system whatsoever. Their system would never crash, and even if they did, it would still keep working. The call center I'm currently talking about would crash daily and hourly, by the way. Apparently, they had a specific hour for the system to crash. So after 5 o'clock, you're fucked. After 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, the system crashes and there's nothing you can do about it. So you would have to keep bullshitting the client, being like, can you just hold on while I get the system working? We're just having some issues. Oh, and you couldn't tell the people, man, we do apologize for the inconvenience. Our system has just crashed. Could you give us a couple of minutes while we get the system running again? You weren't allowed to say that shit. Conduit? Big difference. Conduit, you could be honest with your fucking clients. I would tell my client, ma'am or sir, would you allow me a quick moment? Our system just crashed. Could I have you on the line while I get this running again? And the people of fucking that I would take care of in Conduit would understand. So, you know, I would be happy with that. I'm like, all right, cool, great. The current call center I'm talking about, yeah, that one sucked the fucking soul out of me, bro. That call center fucking sucked. It was so bad. So, since these motherfuckers, right, refused to work with me when I was being honest, I wasn't trying to just get a different schedule just to get it. I had a reason to want to change my schedule. They didn't want to work with me. I said, bet. You want to know what I started doing? I started being there late on purpose. I boosted that shit up to 25 minutes. I didn't call in. I didn't give a fuck at that point. I was like, y'all don't want to work with me? Y'all refuse to cooperate when y'all said y'all would? Fuck you. I would get there late on purpose, walk in like nothing. So, once they gave me the thing of like, yeah, we can't change your schedule as much as you would like it to change, I was like, fuck you guys. I quit. I didn't even give them their 2 weeks notice. I simply fucking quit. I was still hired. I was still working there. And then I went to the last call center that had an even worse system. I won't say the name of this call center as well. I'll simply say we dealt with like medical things. You know, we dealt with that. And their system was old as shit. And their fucking company sucks too. But call centers are cool if you pick the right ones. Like, I really recommend Conduit. Conduit is home. It's the best to me. Everybody there is lovely. Everybody there is fucking wonderful. People actually care what they're doing and they want to help each other. They want to be there to support each other and, you know, actually provide a service to people. And call centers will make you very social because you have to make friends in order to, you know, be there for 8 hours in the office, sitting down, taking calls, man. You have to make friends because if not, you will drive yourself fucking insane. You'll get bored and you'll go fucking insane. The wonderful thing about Conduit is that Conduit actually allowed us to have toys, cards. I had two things. I had a yo-yo and I had a slinky. That was my thing. My thing were slinkies. And there was one day where I laughed because I got back to my cubicle and Hector, I'm like, yo, where the fuck is my slinky? And Hector's like, my slinky now? I was like, yo, the fuck? But yeah, call centers, they're bad and they're good. You just have to know how to pick them. But yeah, I just wanted to get on camera, talk about this real quick, you know, give you guys some content. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and comment down below. And I'll see you guys in the very next video. Marroque YT, signing out for now. Peace out, guys.